Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Ann Emanuel. New changes could be coming to the Steuben County and City of Corning's transit systems, and you can help decide. Big Fox's Josh Feldberg spoke with transit riders today about their thoughts on the proposed changes.
Steuben County and the City of Corning are conducting a survey to measure transit riders' thoughts on the current system. Currently, both transportation departments operate Monday through Friday, servicing hundreds of riders each day.
I like the bus. I think they're polite. I think that we've got an element going back and forth on the bus that isn't necessarily good. And so security could be a little better. I actually lost a wallet that disappeared my whole life in it last week.
Some of the people sometimes, some of them can be rude. Other than that, I like the bus schedule, how often it goes back and forth, because I come from Campbell. The bus drivers are always nice. Their buses are clean.
One of the most impactful questions on the survey asks if consolidating the county and city transit lines would improve riders' transit experience.
I don't think anybody would really care either way, as long as it's on time and it gets you where you have to go, and the service stays the way it is.
The survey is available on Steuben County's Facebook page and will be open for input until Friday, March 31st. Josh Feldberg, Big Fox News, Steuben County.
An early morning burglary was stopped by the Elmira Police Department, resulting in the arrest of 3 Elmira natives. Sherelle Brooks, Jean Holden, and Dominique Brooks Jenkins were found to be breaking into a Lake Avenue storefront around 6:30 a.m. Sunday. Police say the 3 broke through a window to gain access to the building. 2 handguns, including 1 ghost gun, were also recovered by police during the investigation. A man is charged in connection to the theft of copper wire from a construction site at Horseheads High School. 33-year-old Joseph L. Paul, arrested and charged with criminal possession of a controlled substance, criminal trespassing, and grand larceny. Horseheads police responded to reports of stolen wire at the Horseheads High School earlier this week. Paul was arrested after video surveillance evidence was reviewed by authorities. Elmira College dedicated a day to the worldwide lectures on climate and justice. Our Maggie Hall stopped by to speak to students about sustainability.
Here at Elmira College at the Climate Teach-In, faculty and students had the opportunity to dedicate time specifically to environmental sustainability. The day began with an environmental fair with booths from locals such as Bespoke Apothecary and Tanglewood Nature Center. The day was organized in part by sustainability leaders.
I think as young adults, this has been most of our lives. We're talking about climate change, and we want to see those changes within our community, and I think it's easier to do it within your community, especially at campus.
Elmira College students were also joined by elementary school students from the local Montessori school.
So today, our group, in our class, we collaborated and we were trying to teach climate change to young kids. So I think they were between 1st and 3rd grade. So my idea was to have them plant seeds. If they know that they have an impact on how the environment changes, then I think they're going to have more of an appreciation knowing that they are part of it.
Panels were held across campus throughout the day, discussing climate through various lenses.
I like to think about medicine a lot, and one thing that medicine has taught me is that the best treatment is prevention. And I think that the environment is not different from us in that regard. So I think informing the future generations about preventing is much smarter and cheaper and better than trying to treat it after we've had this infection, so to say, fester and get into where we are now.
Students and faculty were able to convene, connect, and take steps to making their campus and lives more environmentally sustainable. Maggie Hall, Big Fox News, Elmira.
Elkhorn Valley Packing has recalled over 3,000 pounds of ground beef, some of which traveled to Pennsylvania and New York. The beef is possibly contaminated with Shiga toxin, which produces E. coli. The packages are labeled Elkhorn Valley Pride Angus Beef and Beef Chuck, with the labels on your screen. and they were packed on February 16th. A New York State lawmaker is proposing a surcharge that would make you pay more for every Amazon order you make. Teresa Priolo has what New Yorkers are saying.
Don't we pay enough in taxes already and rent and everything else? Do we have another surcharge?
There's no question New York City roads are in rough shape, with the BQE looking more like the surface of the moon than a vital thoroughfare that alleviates truck and car traffic from local Brooklyn streets. But is fixing it and other deteriorating highways worth a line item surcharge on every single online delivery order you place? Brooklyn Senator Andrew Granardis thinks so.
And so I'm proposing a small 25-cent surcharge, very minimal amount, to allow us to raise about $1 billion in funds a year to then be able to make repairs to our roadways, our infrastructure.
The quarter tax is in addition to the state sales tax. It would be automatic on every online order in New York City.
We all have to bear part of the consequence of our over-reliance on online shipping. We're not going to get rid of the internet. We're not going to get rid of online shopping. If it's going to become and continue to remain a staple of our lives, then there is an externality associated with that.
But not everybody sees it that way, including fellow lawmaker Senator Robert Ort.
So you're not going to tax your way out of congestion.
Senator Ort believes this is just another Albany cash grab.
We want to tax everything we see. Every opportunity to increase or to add a tax or to create a tax, we do. And this is just the latest example.
And New Yorkers agree.
We're paying sales tax on all these Amazon orders now. I just ordered today and you pay sales tax.
The big question out here, how likely is this to really become a thing? No word yet on whether or not this specific issue is being negotiated as part of the state budget process between the governor and legislative leaders. On the Upper East Side, Teresa Priolo, Fox 5 News.
Stay with us. Weather and more news is still ahead.
Here's your local stock market update from Big Fox. Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
Good evening. We just have a handful of days left in the month of March, and there will be some active days. Now, noting through the overnight, we're staying underneath some clearing potential, as well as noting that winds will be switching. We have a northwesterly wind that will become more southwesterly, and that is going to give us a little bump in the temperatures as we head into Wednesday afternoon. But it won't last long. We are watching that a quick moving cold front will be sliding its way across much of New York as we head into the evening hours. With it will bring some gusty winds as well as sometimes some mixed precipitation, may even mention a rumble of thunder. But as that cold front drops in, it is going to move in a cold air mass, which is going to keep us frigid on Friday, or on Thursday, excuse me, with some sunshine expected. But again, it's looking to be short-lived to see some quiet weather. As we round off the end of March and head into April, we'll be talking about some wet, windy, as well as some returning warm conditions. Now, first, as we roll into our Wednesday, the start of the day, very quiet. We'll have some sunshine. Winds are generally light. By the afternoon, we'll start to see those winds pick up, and you can see the sliver of some precipitation ahead of that frontal system. That's where your rumble of thunder may be, and then some cooler air behind that cold front could allow for some wet snowflakes to accumulate into those late evening and overnight hours. Now, as we look at the snowfall potential, it's pretty minimal. We're talking maybe a trace of snowfall, and it's going to be more of that wet snowfall that comes pretty close behind those rain showers, so most of that then melting on those wet surfaces. And if it is able to hang on to maybe some of those cold grassy spots, the sunshine, even with some cold conditions into Thursday, should be able to melt that down. Now, as mentioned, as we head into our Wednesday as well, not only are we just tracking that cold front to move through, but it's also going to be a little blustery. So as we start the day, it's quiet. We still have winds under 20 miles per hour into the early afternoon. By the evening and overnight hours, that's your cold front passage, and it looks to occur just around that 7 o'clock time frame. So about 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock, that's where your rumble of thunder and maybe a brief downpour will occur. And then after 7 o'clock, that's where some snow showers will be in place. But that's also when we have the potential of some gustier winds. So some isolated areas of some more snow squall-like setups could be a possibility. So if you're doing some very late evening traveling, you may run into sometimes of some reduced visibility and some slick surfaces, but it is quick moving. It shuts off pretty quickly and we return to blue skies into Thursday. But that's going to bring some quickly changing temperatures. So with quiet conditions ahead of that front, we actually are able to hit those 50s. So we're looking at seasonable temperatures, but then behind it, it's a sharp cutoff, which does drop us into those teens and 20s to start our Thursday morning. Thursday afternoon, we hold into those 40s, even with that spring sunshine. And then our next system will be timing out, is expected to bring some heavier rain showers with some warming and windy conditions into Saturday, before the first few days of April will be quiet.